Presented by Wearable Fandom. Welcome to Wear Mighty Things, episode 35. We are live recording here on July 24th. This is a podcast all about the Roosevelt's brand and community, fandom, fashion, friends. That's what we're all about here on Wear Mighty Things. And if that sounds good to you, then you've come to the right place to receive all the content updates. Please subscribe, ring the bell to get notifications for all new content releases. Clearly, I am not Dustin or John. And while they are away, we are taking over like the New World Order. And by we, I mean, let me bring in my tag team partner. We are the outsiders of the insiders. Every bad guy needs his big sexy. Coming to us straight from the boondocks, we've got the one and only pretty Ricky McCann. And we're bringing all the gold, baby. Ricky, what's up, my man?
What is going on? So glad to be here. So lucky to be here and honored, right? Like this is cool.
I am thoroughly honored that in their stay, Dustin and John turned over the keys to the kingdom to the two of us. It's a big moment. So, I'm super excited to be here, and especially with you, Ricky. I've been a long time admirer. We've interacted online, but this is only the second time you and I have had a chance to talk together.
Yeah, absolutely. And as cool as these look, let's throw these down.
Yeah, let's get into it.
All the time.
Exactly. Let's get into it. The guys always start by talking about what they are wearing. Ricky, what are you wearing today?
Well, first, I wanted to say thanks for your kind words. I appreciate it. I'm glad I'm here with you, and I'm glad that we interacted. And I'm hoping this is gonna be a more often thing. All right. So,
no doubt.
By starting, so today I'm wearing the barreled Batman from San Diego Comic-Con. I think it was the year before last. And it was Shark Week. Plus, I got to do some Christmas posts after, so I'm like all over the place. So I'll figure it out.
Well, much like you, I went the route of wearing something from San Diego Comic-Con. This is from 2023. This is the Figure It Out Star Wars shirt that was released that year. And I had a little birdie kind of tip me off that this was actually the first shirt that Dustin had bought, and what was really the catalyst to bring him into the brand and to be, the guy he is in our community today.
That's phenomenal. I didn't know that was his first shirt. That's a really great shirt anyway. But to have that be your first shirt, like,
yeah, you're
going head first. You're going head first. You dove head first.
Exactly.
You're not treading. You're not in the kiddie pool. You just dove right off the diving board and went, you know what, I'm all in.
Straight into the deep end. Exactly, man. Well, let's start just with some topical things going on around the community. And buddy, you were at the pool party last weekend. Looked like a great time. Wish I was able to make it. 3rd annual. How was it for you, man?
Honestly, it was just such a great time. I mean, anytime you get a bunch of insiders together, you're gonna have a blast, right? So, I mean, but what was special about this is I got to bring my wife for the very first time, and as much as she got it, she didn't really get it, right? Like, we all know what I'm talking about. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, I know. But I brought her, and she's like, I get it now, and I'm like, yes.
I know how that goes. I mean, we had the Denver meetup here, a couple of weeks ago, and it was the same thing with my wife as we were heading home after one of the meetups. It was, I get it. You found your people. I totally get it now. And then I went straight into, does that mean you need your first shirt? And I was shut down there. But at least we were making strides.
Yeah. Hey, baby steps. Baby steps. But yeah, the pool party itself. Let me talk about it real quick. Was So Sean and Gates and Mark, it's the 3rd annual, and it's this community, like, it's this awesome thing. And they have like slides and like diving boards for the kids. There's like a little soccer area. There's a basketball court. There's a playground, all this stuff. So it's very family friendly, obviously, raising Roosevelts and so on and so forth. But the boys raised a ton of money for Stevens Foundation too, and everyone just had a great time, and everyone was smiling, and it was just, that's what it was all about to me. It was such a great time. We had to leave a little early, but we made it, and it was awesome. So,
well, that's one of those things, and I heard it for a long time. that going to your first meetup or just to a meetup in general, like it totally changes your perspective about what the community is. And I felt that with when I went out to South Carolina in May and then hosting in Denver. It's, for anybody watching, if you haven't been to a meetup, when people say, make it happen,
Do it.
it is
Do
like
it. Just do it.
make it happen.
Figure it out. Make it happen.
Exactly. Well, I'm so jealous of you. I saw all the pictures. I saw all the prizes that they were having people bid on. I mean, a lot of cool stuff there.
A lot of the stuff was really, it was just so well put together. Like every gift, like box, that Gates had wrapped up and so on and so forth, all meant something. Like it was all like tied together and whatever, and like there was just little mementos of like stuff. It was perfect. It was just they were, there's a reason why they raised the money they did. You know what I mean? They were like, people were like, yeah, we want this stuff. I'm like, it's because it's awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's one of those things that definitely staples the whole be a Steve thing where you the community around bringing.
Oh, I was watching
together.
guys do like, just do an arm's length of raffle tickets. Like I don't care. Like you know what I mean? Do 2 arms length. Like, but you're right.
Yeah, no, that's wild. I again wish I could have been there. From there, let's go into some other things going on this week. July is always busy, a lot going on. We've got Shark Week this week. We've got Christmas in July. I don't know about you. I've had all week long, people have been filling up my feed with all the stuff that they've been watching and are wearing throughout the week. And it's impressive. I love when there's a theme and everybody kind of comes together. And I mean, your Barreled Batman goes right in with the Shark Week theme.
Yeah.
To me, it's always a lot of fun when you see that and everybody's, throwing something in there, something behind you, and you get the matching outfits and whatnot. What do you thought about what you've seen this week?
Definitely enjoyed it. I like the theme weeks. When I was in high school, I was our class chief. We were the Saranac Chiefs, and I was the class chief. So like I was in charge of Spirit Week and like all this stuff. So like every time I see like a Spirit Week thing or anything like that, I'm like, oh, I'm in. Let's go. Like let's totally do this. Whatever. We're wearing Christmas shirts in July. Yeah, sure. Have I like been obnoxiously yelled at by old people because I'm wearing Christmas shirts right now? Yes. Do I care? Absolutely not. I'm just enjoying the hell out of it. So, but coinciding with Shark Week and then like, everyone just getting so excited over, San Diego. I mean, it's been bananas. This whole week has just been bananas.
Yeah. It's a great time of year. You're in the heat of summer. You got a lot going on. Everybody's, I don't know about you guys out east. Our kids actually go back to school in like 3 weeks. So you're trying to fit in all the fun that you can right now. And
we just see we're the opposite. Everyone laughs. We don't even start till September, but we go until the middle of June. So we just started our summer.
Nice.
You know what I mean? So we're in the full. We're like in the middle of like everything right now. We're in the middle of house renovations, which is just. That's why I'm currently I hung this in our laundry room. I'm hiding in our laundry room so you don't see the mess that is our house right now. Like I can't even go outside because there's like, I wanted to. Well, truthfully, the Wi-Fi is not really that great out in the boondocks, but I wanted to go outside and do the podcast because everyone's like, "Oh, look outside," but technology and whatnot.
Right. With all the great things going on this week, it's also been kind of a rough week. We've had some losses for some people and from our childhood. Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away this week. We had Ozzy pass, and then the big one that hit me and probably you as a wrestling fan today, the loss of the Hulkster, somebody that they've got a lot of Roosevelts. I own every single one of them.
Yeah.
What have you kind of felt and thought about this week? And
it's always crazy. Like it always seems like it's a domino effect, right? For celebrities, like it's like boom, 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 like right in a row, and like you're getting sucker punched. Like you're in the corner, just like with your gloves up, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like I'm just getting over Ozzy eating bats, and like I was talking, to an insider, and we're talking about how ridiculous. You remember his show?
Oh,
He was a great dad. Like as crazy as he was, like he was like a cool dad. Like he got it. Like he made it work.
Well, that was one
You
of
know?
those things, I was talking to some friends about it. It's amazing. You look, he probably fell to some of the lowest of lows. And then
Oh, yeah.
through that show and the last, 15, 20 years, like what he was able to do to kind of revive himself, his health, his family name and image, like it's amazing.
He crawled from the depths.
Yeah.
He did it
No,
himself. Yeah. It is. And then the Hulkster, right? Like that's crazy out of nowhere. Like I thought it was, listen, excuse me. I was out doing yard work and I see like my phone, I'm checking it, and I thought it was just like a TMZ like scam. You know what I mean? Like I didn't even really, and then like all of a sudden, like other insiders like, no, it's real, it's real. So I'm like,
well, yeah, I mean, they had posted something, probably 2-3 weeks ago where somebody had said that he passed or was in the hospital, and it kind of had everybody freaking out. And it turned out, they at that time they were saying it was nothing, so you kind of shrugged it off. And he's only 71 years old. He's another person who got his health back and had worked kind of back in the public view. And take what you will for the politics of things, but to see him back out at wrestling and his beer brand and all that, like it was kind of inspiring to see, kind of the comeback trail. And for guys like you and I, like that was my gateway into WWE and pro wrestling as a child, was Hogan and Warrior and that generation of guys. And that was a big gateway for me into Roosevelt's. Was my first Roosevelt's was the Stone Cold Steve Austin Roosevelt's, popped up on the little sidebar on Facebook.
Facebook, it'll get you.
Oh my God. They do. They know what you want and they make sure that you get it. Right. And so, that was, Stone
that's
Cold.
How I got that's how I got my first Roosevelt's, was a Facebook ad.
Yeah. What was your
Hubble. And it wasn't even a Kunu.
Back in the dark days.
It was in the dark days, and I still have it. And when I wear it, I have to because it just doesn't fit right. And and just before Kunu, and I'll never give it up because it was my first shirt, and it was in 2018, and I was going through a rough time, and I was like, I kind of like something. I deserve something, like kind of like treat yourself. And I'm like, I'm gonna buy this. And then I bought one, and I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And then I bought 2 hoodies, and I'm like, and a hat, and I'm like, oh, so this is what I do now.
Yeah, you go down that rabbit hole fast. I mean, it started with the one Stone Cold, and next thing it was, the Ultimate Warrior shirt and the Undertaker shirt, and then it was like, oh wait, they've got the Sandlot now. I'm buying the Sandlot, and I got, I got one of the Major League shirts, and from there it was just, I joined in 2019, and at this point I'm at 280 shirts, so
that's awesome.
It's nuts.
and that's why in going back to the theme, theme week's nice because how often do you go to I'm like, what am I wearing today?
Right.
And it's not that I have too many, but it's like, you want to make it like, I know for me, whatever shirt I put on the day, like that's who I am today.
Yeah.
Like I needed some help today, so I wore my Batman shirt. So I'm like, you know what? Little extra,
Yeah, exactly.
I needed that little extra. So sometimes those shirts, like, you have a floral that's nice to wear, whatever. But then you grab that shirt and you're like, ooh, yep. That's
totally,
the one today.
Totally know that feeling. I mean, I'll tell you, my wife will tell you that I have too many shirts, but she's supportive nonetheless. But having those themes is always nice to kind of dig something up out of I'm somebody, I don't get rid of them. I should. I know that people are always telling me sell one here or there and then trade up for a whale and whatnot, and I get it. But I always, as soon as I get rid of something, I always regret it. So I keep them. And so when you have the theme weeks and stuff, it's always nice to kind of have a reason to dig back in the closet and oh, this is going on. And that's why I'm always doing Mondays are for wrestling. So I wear, I've got almost every WWE shirt in the line. So it gives me a reason every Monday to go.
Yeah, I got to rock some Wrestling Monday. I've just been caught up in theme week.
Right.
I've seen you've been doing that. That's gnarly. and then it gives me an excuse to wear my wrestling shirts.
Right.
I have absolutely no idea what that is.
Well, we got a comment here from Nitro Spartacus. My first wrestling Roosevelt's was Hogan, but got rid of it due to all the political nonsense. I totally get that. And but there are probably a bunch of people who are regretting disposing of some of those shirts now. And I bet you see some action on BST. People trying to track down and find some of those. So, and then Robert was just mentioning he's with me. He never gets rid of any shirt. So
hey, Robert, love you, Robert. And I know you can't get rid of any shirt. I don't either. It's bad.
Well, I appreciate everybody. Keep sending in comments as I see them. I'll try and get some on, and then we'll give some questions here towards the end. We'll try and answer some questions if you guys have anything for the two of us. Obviously, a huge thing this week, and another huge theme is San Diego Comic-Con going on, and we'll get to that. That'll kind of be the base of the show here, coming at the end. But first, let's talk about the shirts that have come out since the last time the boys were on. They always try to pick up where they left off. They left off with the WWE shirts last week was the last thing that they talked about. So this week, the first thing that we've got is the Happy Gilmore line that came out, and they dropped four new shirts and surprised everybody. Typically they I'm sharing the wrong one. Let me switch over. And typically they drop nothing. They've been nothing but the
polos
on a Sunday.
They snuck in that. Yeah, they sneaky the Kuno in there.
Yeah, exactly. The Happy Hooligans. And did you pick up any of these shirts? What one caught your eye? What one did you like?
No, all of them. You know what I mean? Like there's always in my cart. Like it just happens. Trying to be good right now with the house renovations and everything that's going on, and like every drop, they've just been dropping fire after fire. Like I mean, everyone's like just like in pandemonium. They're like, what is happening? Like you might as well just work for Roosevelt's because everyone's just buying.
Oh yeah, you want to go in and you tell yourself I'm only getting one, and then lo and behold, you end up coming out with almost the whole line.
Because that one's nice. Like the blue.
Exactly.
The blue. I could like the blue, and then they threw the Kuno, and I was like,
right. And the Kuno was the one that stuck out to me. If I go back for any of them, it would probably be this Happy Hooligans. I love the colors on it. I love a lot of the artwork in it. Got the match pocket that Dustin is always all about. So they're doing him proud. They're listening. But well, I say I didn't buy a shirt. My 15-year-old son Joel did. He just got a job. He's working this summer. He turns 15 in 2 weeks. He's got his own money now, and one of the first things he goes and does is buys Auto's Grotto, and So he's super happy and excited. He's picked out shirts. My kids all have one or two of their have a few of their own. But for him to actually like take one of his first paychecks and buy one,
that's cool.
It's big. It's cool. It's made me a proud papa. But I'm sure Megan was shaking her head like, what monster have you created?
What have you done?
What have you done? Exactly. From there, then we got a Tuesday drop, and I'll go back to this tab. We got the Squid Game drop. This one, 4 Kunos, a polo, and a quarter zip. So a lot to choose from there. I don't know about you. I've actually never watched the show, and
so I didn't either. But I loved the tracksuit idea. I love that they're going that route. I need more cold gear. I live where it's cold all the time, except it's really hot today. So like here I am complaining about it's cold, and now I'm like complaining it's hot. But you know what I mean. Like the quarter zips, like just like they get it. You know what I mean? They. It's just exactly what the show was. So, you want to be, if that was your thing, if you loved the show, then, you're going for it.
No, they were really keen on the details. And like I said, I haven't watched, but I've seen the advertisements, and I see it pop up on Netflix while I'm watching Raw and all those kind of things. So like I instantly, being somebody who's not a watcher, I instantly was able to recognize what they were and what was going on. And it was, I thought it was a pretty solid drop. I actually was kind of happy that it was a drop that I didn't have to spend some money on. So
yeah, because it was a, like, and the drops aren't like just 2-3 shirts now, right? Like they're just massive, and you never know what's gonna happen, and it's just, and that's, I've always loved that about it, and it brings me back to like when they would. They were like dropping master and COVID and like the drops and like you want to get a mat, like it's just it reminds me of those times, and like people are getting excited again, and I love to see that, because that's part of the brand, that's part of the thing, is like you don't just buy because you're like, oh, so like, no, you buy because you're like, this is awesome, I love this.
Oh, exactly. Well, from there, we had a couple days of quiet, and then San Diego Comic-Con started, and we will cover all of that here in a moment. But, then they doubled up on us, and while everybody's out there enjoying Comic-Con, then they dropped this gold today. Oh my God. What a drop for Star Wars in the midst of the con. 6 shirts, 2 pairs of shorts, 5 different women's shirts, 2 kids shirts, two of the shirts, the R2D2 and the Cosmic Cocktails were both tuxes. And I went in not thinking I'd get much. I was probably going to grab Cosmic Cocktails. I was on the edge about R2 because white just does not go well. I'm going to stain it. I will stain it. But once I saw that they were tuxes, I had to get both. So went with 2 shirts and 2 pairs of shorts, all while I'm still trying to track down con shirts. This week is definitely putting the squeeze on the wallet. What did you see? What stood out to you, and did you get anything?
Well, shout out my buddy Forrest. That Boba Fett shirt is on its way. Oh, never mind. She's watching. I forgot she's watching. Oh well. Anyway,
it is fire. I mean, this is his 3rd shirt that we know of, and I mean, this might be the best of them. Like, I really enjoyed this shirt.
Good.
And I was planning on grabbing it until I went with the tuxes, but I know that one way or the other, this shirt will be one that'll join the collection at one point or another.
And then they got Gates wearing it too, and I'm like, come on, like that's just me.
Right. I'm never gonna look as good in a shirt as Gates does.
I try. I stand next to him pictures, and I'm like, all right, Gates, go. Oh.
But yeah, a lot of hot.
No, but like they're like, feel FOMO of SDC. Hold on, and then they were like, here's some, enjoy.
Yeah, well, and then I mean, especially speaking of San Diego Comic-Con, and everybody yesterday that the Purgle shirt sold out at Comic-Con, and then lo and behold, today here's another version of it popped up in the drop today. And the difference is the one out there has the foil on it, so it's got the shiny. But I mean, this is still a pretty hot looking,
very beautiful shirt.
Yeah, no, it's they got crafty on that one, where they at least gave us a little drug dealers, they gave us a little taste,
just a taste. Here, just have just a little bit.
So yeah, I mean, I've got the 2 shirts and the 2 pairs of shorts coming, and then I'll keep working on the Comic-Con stuff.
Can we?
So we got to talk about so many shirts, so much stuff busting out at Comic-Con. Once again, they did the 3 different stands at Comic-Con. Let's see. There we go. They've got a Star Wars one, they've got the regular Roosevelt's one, and then they've got the breakfast balls. And for that, the rundown, 18 shirts total and a hat over the 3 booths. We see some new IPs with Goosebumps and Where the Wild Things Are, which
I mean,
awesome
come on, those
right?
are fire. And like, yeah, I know everyone's like, well, it's the girl and it's a panel, and not everyone put out panel. They got goosebumps.
Goosebumps, right?
They got
I mean,
goosebumps.
if you're in our age bracket, if you like, we all grew up reading Goosebumps, getting them from the Scholastic Book Fair after your parent teacher conferences.
Oh yeah,
great to have those additions and seeing the catalog grow, and all the IPs. The Star Wars shirts are fire again. I was thoroughly impressed.
Is it on here?
The
tracksuit, the Chewy
No,
tracks.
because
Come on.
I've got field notes pulled up, so no, it doesn't have the photos of the tracksuits that they had, like you said, Chewbacca for Star Wars, and then
the Fantastic Four one, right?
Oh my god, that was a surprise. Those were great. To have the Sith City floral. I know a lot of people have been calling for a Star Wars floral. That was probably the one that I was after the most, and it sold out in no time, from what I was told. Back-to-back years with a full panel Star Wars shirt with the Revenge of the Sith for the anniversary of that. We had Episode 1 last year.
That's really cool.
Really cool. Then we had we had the Bad Batch patch shirt, which is another Forrest shirt. So he had 2 drop this weekend. So props to our boy Forrest. And then the Breakfast Balls line. I mean, a lot of fun stuff there.
No, Lord of the Rings.
And that's the thing.
Lord of the Rings.
It's not in the field notes, but there was the Lord of the Rings polo, which was.
I have Gandalf's staff tattooed on my chest. Are you kidding me?
It was so fun to see that, and with that came the announcement today that on I think it's Tuesday we are getting the first Lord of the Rings drop, and I know that there are a lot of nerds like us out there who have been clamoring for that IP.
I know, Carlos. Where is he? He's somewhere. He's somewhere out there. So he's like Gollum right now. I could tell. He's like, my precious. He's been waiting for this.
So if you were out there right now, or able to call in whatever favors, what are the shirts that were you looking at? What ones caught your eyes the most?
I mean, the Star Wars shirts are all fire. Like, obviously, like, if I ever got a Star Wars shirt, I'd be like, I wouldn't even be mad, right? Because like they're just always awesome. But low key, I really was after Where the Wild Things Are.
I mean, it's a great one. We all grew up on that story. I've read my kids that story.
I'll eat you up. I'm like, I was like, oh, and I could do a panel of that, like of the front. Oh, I'll rock it. Go ahead, do it. Do it.
That one would be great. I was after more of the Star Wars stuff. Like I said, I think the Sith floral was the one that I had hoped for or wanted. It, I mean, it's such a good looking shirt, and I kind of half was hoping that well they had that out at Comic-Con, that today we would sneak in on the drop. Maybe we would get the Jedi version of it on the drop. So they were fighting over it out at Comic-Con. Maybe we would have gotten the light side version on the drop.
If anybody's watching, listening, hasn't thought of that yet, there you go. You're welcome.
But no, I mean, all great stuff, and plenty of excitement now with them bringing in IP like Lord of the Rings, and it just shows how much the brand is growing, how respected they are. They don't play
games. They don't play games. I mean, they play games, but they don't play games.
And I've been messaging with several of the insiders during the last couple of days, and just how fast the wristbands are going, how fast the shirts are going. Really, unless you're there, even being able to get somebody to pick you up a shirt from the Star Wars booth is been next to impossible.
Nearly. I didn't even. But I honestly. The friends that I knew that were going were like, I'm having a heart attack thinking about this. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds terrible. So I'm not going to ask you for a shirt if you're already freaking out. You know what I mean? Like, I hope you get what you want. That's all. And that's what it's, and it's about that. And it's the excitement of getting the shirts, the excitement of seeing the random stuff. They were like, oh, hey, walk in this cool stuff we have. But wow. And they throw those out, like that's what the cons, the meetups, all that stuff is about. And I love it because it's exciting. You know what I mean? Like it's cool. It's cool
No.
and it's fun and it's worth it. And if you're watching, and like we said earlier, if you haven't been to a meetup or a con or anything, cons are very, very overwhelming. Do know that. As
There's
a
so
kid
much
from the
going on.
Boondocks who doesn't have people around him, goes into where there's people next to me everywhere, it can be terrifying. But it's worth it. And the meetups are special and this community special, and that's why we're both here, right?
Oh, yeah. There is no doubt that the come for the shirts, stay for the people thing is true. If you go in, eyes open, hearts open, you're gonna come out with some lifelong friends and people that are practically family. And
Yeah.
it's why I'm here. It's why somehow I'm hosting in John and
Yeah.
Dustin's leave. It's amazing. And it's one of those things. I was always a naysayer about like how good of friends can you really have in an online community, people that you never meet, whatnot. And I mean, my eyes have just opened up to it over the last several years, and it just gets better every day. So I'm totally with you. If you haven't been to a con, you haven't been to a meetup, you got to do it.
Listen, there are dudes, there's dudettes, and there's everybody in between in this group, and I mean that with my whole heart. I love this group so much. I really do. I spill my guts to you guys. I post a billion times. Actually, I was supposed to do something cool for 1,500, and then I realized I surpassed 1,500. So now I don't know if I go back or if I just wait now. Like, what do I do? But no,
Well,
it's
and the thing I think people need to know too is you can start small. Like jumping right into San Diego Comic Con might be a bit much. There are some of the smaller meetups that are just a weekend meetup. Like I did with South Carolina.
yeah, something like
Or
where it's simple and small to like get the feel.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like Denver, when we hosted Denver this year for the first time. It was based around the con. The con is a small to medium kind of con. Our events were only in the evening after the cons,
Nice.
after the con event. So it made it really, it was smaller. It was intimate
Are
for me
you
hosting for the first time.
are
It
you
made it.
doing are you doing that again next year?
Well, we'll see. The bad thing, leading up to this year, Fan Expo Denver has been 4th of July weekend, and typically
Oh,
my family goes camping, and it's a hard weekend to get people to travel that aren't
well,
doing
yeah.
4th of July kind of thing. So, that was, that it made it so that it was my first year even going to a con, let alone hosting.
Yeah.
But everything went so well. My plan was, all right, we'll jump right in. We'll try and do it again next year. The problem is that they are actually, it's a good and bad thing. They are actually moving the con date off of 4th of July weekend. Probably needed to do that.
Yeah.
But what the date they picked was the last weekend of May, after Labor Day or after Memorial Day, and that's the same weekend that London and I think Philadelphia. There's 2 or 3 cons
Oh,
all
geez.
happening along that weekend,
Well,
and
the
so
cons, and I think the con thing is growing in itself too, right? Like they're everywhere now, right? Like even in my small town, we have like Plattsburgh Comic Con. I'm like, well, I'm not going, but I mean, maybe I'll go. I don't know.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like it's.
So
I think people have finally figured out that like what life is about is enjoying yourself and your stuff. Like who cares? Like I want to drink. Like I am not as mad about San Diego as I am like not getting to dress up for mosh right now. Like I want to mosh so bad.
and I mean,
I bought a bubble machine and I'm gonna go out and I'm just gonna bubble myself and sing, do what I gotta do. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
was feeling that last night. I was seeing some of the posts that some of the guys were, they were out at some of the clubs and some of the exclusive parties and whatnot. And I was feeling that too. I was like, oh my God, like they're living it up. I
I
would
just want
love
to
to
sing
see
and
it,
dance. You know what I mean? Like kick my shoes off, whatever.
right? Well, I think at this point we can try and take some questions, and I've got a first one and a sneak right here, surprise guest, Mr. John Madigan. And once again, before you ask your question there, John, thank you for the privilege and honor of letting the two of us host your baby. You and Dustin have put so much into it, and we love and enjoy it, and it's a big part of us and our community. And it meant a lot that you entrusted the two of us to do this while you were gone.
Well, I mean, you weren't our first choice, but like you were the guys that agreed, you know.
Yeah, we figured that.
you were. I mean, like out of like,
what was that? What was that, John? I'm not crying.
No. I am absolutely joking. We love both of you. You guys actually were our first choice, believe it or not. You guys. By the way, am I coming in okay?
Yeah, we can see you. We can hear you. And I mean that leads us to. Before you ask your question, how's the cruise going? How's celebrating the big 3-0? How's the family out there on the 7
Cruise is great. I asked because I'm on ship Wi-Fi. I'm literally out in the middle of nowhere right now.
Nice.
I'm out. And isn't it amazing like where technology has come? Like I am nowhere near land, and yet I am on a podcast right now.
I love it.
So that
I'm also in the middle of nowhere.
You're also in the
nowhere.
You are. Ricky, you are because we've talked about meeting up, and I really do want to do that.
Now we got to figure that out.
I think I got you a little beat though. I am like, if I were to drown right now, nobody would find me.
Oh, come on! Now back away from the thing.
First, I just want to say I've been watching. You guys are doing absolutely great. I am so happy and honored that you guys are taking the time out of your busy days to do this. You know, I say the greatest gift that people can give is their time. So you guys are taking time out of your busy days or away from your families to do this podcast, and you know that truly means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to Dustin as well. So I just first wanted to dude, the connection is live from a cruise. Dude, the connection is stellar.
He's not wrong, right? I mean, we probably have.
No, seriously, your connection is better than mine. What's going on? This is great.
This is,
I need some of that in my life.
I'm on Royal Caribbean right now. They use Starlink,
okay,
which I've heard is pretty impressive. I wanted to know what was if you guys were to pick out a Netflix original to have Roosevelt's do a collection out of, what would it be? What shows do you guys watch that you would think would make a good collection?
Oh man, that's a great question.
You want to
go for it?
I got one already.
I'm ready to hear it.
I'm super excited because I just saw a link that I think Mindhunters is starting their third season. I was a really big Mindhunter. I love like my wife's father wrote for the FBI, like wrote books for the FBI. Like I'm totally all in on like this show. Like I know there would be like no like really good shirt that could come from that other than like maybe like the mug shots of like all the like serial killers or something like that. But I don't know. Mindhunters is coming back, baby.
Hey, dude, hey, look, that's an option, man. Ron, what about you?
You know, I actually think I would go with. I've been a big fan of their Cobra Kai show, and I'm finishing up I'm just finishing up the last bit of the last season. We're catching up. We're a little bit behind.
Sure.
But I mean, I was a huge Karate Kid fan as a kid. I thought that the way that they had tied in the old movies and the characters into the series have been phenomenal. And I think you got a lot of good iconography that you could use with the logos from Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai itself. And you could a nice panel shirt of, Daniel-san doing the crane in the, out in the middle of the water.
I gotta say, I love panel shirts. I don't know, like, I know I'm probably like one of like 10 people that like, but like, I love them. I love the panel shirts. I don't know why. I gravitate towards them. I don't know.
There's nothing wrong. Hey, look, they keep making them, so people are buying them. So I mean, you're definitely not the only one, my friend.
Yeah, and John, I don't think you're a big panel fan, right? Like you're.
I think obviously, Pretty Ricky is He's a little bit smaller than me, and I think for a bigger guy, they don't look the best. That's just my opinion, so that's why I try not to wear them.
And
But I think they look great on Ricky. But frankly, I think anything would look good on Ricky.
I
Oh
well,
jeez, would you quit it?
I love you.
and I'm with you, John. That was originally my mindset. Was I thought, being a bigger guy, that they didn't sit right, they didn't look right. They always got to kind of scale them a little differently on the bigger guys.
Correct. Yeah,
and
that's
maybe
that.
and maybe it's
Good.
because I've gone from a 3X down to a 2X for the most part now, and maybe it's even just in that change in sizing. I've come to like them a lot more. I think they look better on me now than they had, and so I'm coming around to them. I'm not fully sold, but I've gotten several more, and I really like them. So
That's great, man, dude. I'm really good. Maybe I got to give him a shot. Maybe I got to go on and buy him and give him a shot and just see how how I feel about it. Yeah.
and
Oh, Gabe. What up,
giving him a
Gabe?
shout out for the bigger
What up,
guys.
Gabe?
And he's like, I beg to differ. I rock full panels, and I'm a bigger dude. And you're right, Gabe. You do. I've seen you.
Gabe, you rock it all though, Gabe. Come on.
Gabe makes everything look good.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's another one like Pretty Ricky. Like anything's good on or off him, right?
Gabe is,
Oh,
Gabe is
geez.
a stud, man. Gabe is absolutely a stud, man. That guy makes anything look good, Next question I wanted to know is, I just want to know if you guys are going to come on the next Roosevelt's cruise, baby, because we're about to start bookings, and I really hope you both will come on, man, because it's going to be a party. It's going to be a time, and we're going bigger.
It is totally on my radar. I know we've got a couple trips in the works for this coming year. It's all going to be based on budget and our kids' sports schedules. Unfortunately, as a parent of 3 with varying degrees of sports, especially if you do it at the same time you guys did last year, that made it tough because we were in the middle of a hockey tournament for my oldest. But it's something that I'm not somebody who has wanted to go on cruises before. I saw Poseidon Adventure with Gene Hackman as a kid, and I was like, no, those boats aren't for me. And then you see the documentaries about Poop Cruise, and I'm just like, no, it's still not my thing. But I saw all the fun that you guys had on that cruise,
Yeah,
and
dude,
it was FOMO the whole time.
That.
Oh,
you crushed that.
It was amazing. All the events, the amount of people that you got on those ships. I mean, if that boat goes down, you lose half of the insiders' population. I mean, it's
Maybe we can stop talking about the cruise going down. I don't know.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Trying to sell a cruise. So, Ron, that's a lot of words to say. Probably not. Ricky, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah, no, for sure. I wanna do all the things. Listen, I've come to.
You can just cut it right. You can just say
right there.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. She winked at me. The wife winked. I don't know what that means. That means either yes
is
or
Maria
no or maybe.
There? Why is Maria there? All right, we gotta get Maria on. Come on. I'm upset I didn't meet her at the pool party.
Oh, baby's sleeping.
Get the baby on too. Get the baby on.
I mean, this is making up for the fact we don't have John's dogs on, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things of being away. I miss my pets so much.
Oh man.
I'm sure Ricky, you're a new dog owner now yourself.
Yeah, after 18 years, I finally said yes to a dog, and I'm in love, and I'm such a baby, and I take the dog everywhere.
Oh, what did Gabe wrote? Cruise isn't going down, but it's going down on the cruise. Thank you, Gabe. Yes, yes, sir.
Well, and I know Gabe was a big proponent of the cruise. Him and I chat all the time, and he had a blast.
Gabe had a time on the cruise. Gabe had a really fun time on the cruise. Yes.
Where Mighty Things is not complete without a dog appearance.
First haircut today. First haircut today.
Oh my god.
Stunning.
Wow. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, so cute. Oh my god, Ricky. How is it being a dog owner now after 18 years? Are you
great? No, I'm great. She's so well behaved. She listens very well to me. We're gonna get her service trained for me as a service dog. So that's gonna be, a long a long haul and a long set of training, but it's going to be worth it. So
Of course, no, I think it's definitely great. I think those things are important.
yeah,
If you to have your dog, especially if you need certain things, I think it's great to have your dog trained as that. Richard Hughes, I saw your comment there that Ron just pulled up. It was so great meeting you and your family on the cruise, and I know we're going to kill it again. And we're going to send those bookings out as soon as I come back from this cruise. It's going to be a great time, man. So I really hope to see you again in May of 2025, leaving from Orlando. It's going to be a good time.
May is my birthday month. I mean, birthday presents.
I'm a May baby too. May the 4th, man. So,
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I see two guys here that may need to share a room together, and I think yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's where my head is at, man. But you guys are absolutely killing it, man. You guys are doing such a great job doing this. It has been cool to watch somebody else do this show. I wasn't sure exactly how it was gonna pan out, but wasn't worried in the slightest, though. I know you guys are the best, and you guys are just absolutely crushing it, as Steve would say.
well, again, we appreciate the opportunity, and we appreciate you jumping on and having a few words with us. We'll let you get back to the cruise and to the family.
Have fun, all right?
I love to everybody out there, and live it up, man.
Gents.
30, man. Those were the days.
Appreciate you
Love
both,
you, dude.
guys. You guys
Love you,
have a
dude.
great time. Love you too, man. Love you both. So thank you guys so much, man. You guys have a great day.
Have fun. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
brother. Well, that was a nice little surprise having him pop in.
How is his Wi-Fi better than mine?
Right?
What is this? What is that? That's some baloney. I can't even walk outside, and he's on a boat. What? Starlink.
Well, we got a few minutes here before we wrap it up. So if anybody in chat has any questions you guys want to direct towards us, we can try and answer a few.
Yeah.
Until then, Ricky, if you were at San Diego Comic Con right now, out there with the Fandom Traveler himself, Dustin, what's the big thing you would want to see or do out there, with so much going on out there in San Diego?
Man, there's just I can't even grasp so lo and behold, there's actually two of my friends who are from the Boondocks. One of them moved to San Diego, so they go every year. So I've been waiting for them, and they're like, "Are you gonna be there?" Like, oh, well. I'm like, "No, I can't be there. Like, I wish I could." So he's gonna experience this whole thing, by himself. So I'm like, he's dressing up as One Piece, I believe. It's something. I don't know, something cool like that. So getting all cosplayed into it. Him and his girlfriend do it. So.
Nice.
It's the cosplays. They're so creative and great. I love just that's one of my favorite parts of the show. Is not just the gear, but looking at how much time and effort people put into these costumes.
Yeah, I mean it's without a doubt it is. It's a lot of fun to see the cosplay and stuff. And actually, Ryan, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Glad you were able to join us, whether you were late or not. Thanks for jumping in here, buddy. Funny story. I technically have never been to Comic-Con. I've never experienced the real deal. My wife and I, Megan and I, were married in 2007, and we took our honeymoon to California to do Disneyland and California Adventure, and then we went down into San Diego and did all the zoos and the Wild Animal Park and Legoland and all that. We were just a bunch of big nerdy kids, right? We didn't realize that the weekend that we picked to be in San Diego happened to be Comic-Con weekend that year. And once we were down kind of in the area by the docks and whatnot, going to dinner, and it was crazy. And we're like, oh man. And so funny story. One night we had dinner at this little dockside seafood place, and we're walking back down the boardwalk on the way back, and it's on the backside of the convention center. And a guy came to throw out the trash in the dumpster out back, and he left the door open. So we might have snuck in and maneuvered around the floor for a couple hours to end our day. We didn't get to go see anybody speaking or any of the super cool stuff, but we were able to see all the, a bunch of the cosplayers, and we were able to see, walk down some of the aisles of people selling stuff and whatnot. And so And that was in 2007, and I know the thing has only gotten exponentially bigger since then.
Oh yeah,
so
it looks banana. Like I said, this week is bananas. That looks bananas. Like I don't even like. I mean, I'm traveling with them. Have you seen the pictures? They have a little cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah, I saw that
They
today.
have a cardboard cutout that Carlos
Flat
has put in
Ricky
his
is out
pocket. So they're just, and then like Jalen and all these people are like taking pictures with me. So I'm like, I'm still living vicariously through these pictures. So if you do have the cardboard cutout of me and you're watching, keep doing it. It's hilarious. I love every minute of it. I'm gonna make a collage. I'm gonna be like, look at my trip. Look at my trip I took.
Well, we haven't gotten any real serious questions other than it did come up in chat about needing to do a Roosevelt stud calendar that you needed to be on, and so the one question that we did get was Robert saying, what do you guys think of Brian's idea for a stud calendar called Studsvelt?
We have that. We have a calendar, and every time I look at it, you're all beautiful people.
And that's what I was going to say. We do have the insider calendar that comes out.
And if we do a Studsvelt, then there's going to be like an MMA match, and we're going to have like what's up? You coming for it? Let's go.
Like, our belts, man, and we can't have that. But no, I mean that's another thing we've talked a lot today about what this community means to us, and all the people you meet and see and whatnot. And a piece of that is that, we had insiders that 3 years ago independently create a calendar, 365 days of other insiders. And
awesome.
And, it's like I said, I think we're on year 3 or 4, and they're getting ready to start doing the next one around. And it's so much, it got so big that they put it on the site now to sell instead of, when we were first, throwing our names in there, they were, it's like black alley sales to make sure that you could get your calendar. And it's become
just send the money to my Venmo. Don't worry about it. You'll get a calendar. But then it did show up, and you're like, wow, that's actually really cool. This is awesome.
And so Ryan's asking how you get in the calendar. I know that they will start posting soon.
Usually, yeah, it's what middle. It's got to be soon.
Yeah, they'll post on insiders that they're doing the calendar, and they usually create a group for that year's calendar, and they'll post like, on this day you need to sign up for the calendar. And it's it's kind of like a drop zone where
it's a drop zone, baby.
There's 41,000 insiders, and there's 365 days in the year, so you have to jump on and get your name in that Google Doc really quick, and then
don't touch my birthday.
Exactly. You gotta pick your date. The first year I think I did Megan and my anniversary. Last year I did I'm like I said, I'm a May the 4th birthday, so I took May the 4th and had my boys and I battling with some Star Wars lightsabers in our Star Wars Kunus. And then this year I try to move around because there's I know other people have those dates or want those dates. So this year I did the first weekend. They did WrestleMania was a 2-night thing this year in Las Vegas. And so I picked one of the days for WrestleMania, and I had me and my boys were dressed in our WWE shirts, and put on a little WWE scene where I was pretending to be The Rock, and my son Xander was Stone Cold coming up behind me with a chair, and my son Joel was dressed as Mankind with the Face of the Foley shirt on. So it was a lot of fun. It's always fun thinking those things out and trying to make that. So Ryan, they let you pick your day, and then about probably a couple weeks later, once they have all the days filled out, then they'll post that they need.
They'll have you like grab your picture of whatever if you got the day and so on, and then
keep your eyes open. I'm sure that'll be coming soon, and like I said, that there should be a calendar group that you can be in to follow updates and whatnot. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way. For me, it's always fun to pull back that calendar the next day to see who the next face is smiling at me, and is it an insider I know or not? And it's a way to get to know them because there's some info on them.
I like the questions. I mean, obviously you can't have like tons of questions on there, but like it's fun, and like I always say something ridiculous. I never answer them appropriately, and I think Joe gets mad at me, but it's fine. But like last year I was like, what's my favorite shirt? The next one. Like obviously like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. I can't pick a favorite shirt, so it's the next shirt, I guess. But no, it's cool and seeing the calendar and the insiders, it's just a reminder of the community because it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've got one more question that popped up before we call it a day. Gabe sent us, what's a Disney shirt that you haven't seen that you want to see?
Heavyweights.
Oh man. That
Give
would be
me
right there.
Heavyweights.
Well, I like that your unconventional means of thinking, because I think most people thinking of that question are going to go immediately into the animation.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
And we're seeing a lot of that. But I'm with you where I'd like to see some of the properties that aren't necessarily animated movies. Give me a Mighty Ducks or a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Well, I'll give you a little. We'll never get Mighty Ducks ever because the NHL owns them and they'll never give them up ever. So we'll never get Mighty Ducks. So that's sad, and I want to cry so hard because they would crush Mighty Ducks out of the park.
It would be amazing, and that's one of those. Yeah, you're right with them selling off the team name and whatnot to the league.
Could you imagine a Mighty Ducks shirt? Oh, come on.
I want a full panel of Goldberg taped up to the goalpost. That would be amazing. Brian in chat says Big Green. That's also another great Disney film. That would be pretty cool. So we're hitting about that hour mark, so I think we'll sign off here in just a moment. I did once again want to give a shout out to Dustin, who is on the ground out there at Comic-Con. He puts in a ton of work making videos. I think today he dropped 2 videos for the Fandom Traveler, our sister channel. If you've never watched any of those videos, for me, it actually was fun watching them before I did the Denver con. It may not have been a con that I was going to, but it was it kind of gave me some strategies and kind of saw the layout of how some of these cons are and what goes on at them. And he's done a good job. He was in Japan. He goes to several of these cons and these functions and creates some awesome content. So
he crushes it. He dares many things.
Yeah, props.
And he's a good dude. And he's a good dude. Both of these guys are good dudes. You know what I mean? And that's the fun part is that of course there's bad apples everywhere, right? But like Insiders as a whole is the little slice of heaven, and it's great.
Well, here I think we'll kind of close it out. Again, Ricky, first of all, I just wanted to say what an honor and how fun it has been the last couple days since we got thrown into this. Getting to talk to you face to face, getting to see you, getting to know you better. I can't wait until the first time we're at a meet together.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm a hugger.
It's all reciprocated,
right? Like I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
It's a privilege. You are somebody who has always been somebody I looked up to in the insider community. So the fact that I'm even on this show with you, it means a lot to me. And it means a lot to me that the boys, asked us to do this. I won't lie. I was nervous. I was terrified, but having a great teammate like you, able to rock our way through this. So, thanks for coming on and being my co-host, being here with me. And buddy, it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for all the kind words.
And everybody, again, thank you for watching Where Mighty Things. Go over to our sister network with the Fandom Traveler and watch the videos that are being produced. I hope Dustin is having a great time at San Diego Comic-Con. I know a lot of our friends are out there. I hope you guys are having a great time. And I mean, we saw that John is having a great time out on the cruise. He loves that stuff. I've seen pictures on Insiders. He's having a blast. He ran into other insiders while docked and whatnot. I mean,
that's so cool.
Good for him. Props for him. So I hope he's having a great time and enjoying 30. Can you believe he's 30? Man, I'm 43. I wish 30, if I could do that all over again.
I could turn back time.
Right?
Where's my time turner?
Right. So thank you all for joining us. Tune in next week. The boys will be back. I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about their experiences. And they're going to be hitting up that Lord of the Rings drop. So I know I'll be tuning in to see what they have to say, because I'm sure that there's going to be some match pockets that Dustin's going to have to point out. And I'm looking forward to what there is coming for the community. So again, come for the shirts, stay for the people, and
wear mighty things, right?
Exactly. And with that, wear mighty thing. Take care, brother. Have a good one. Thank you, everybody.
Love y'all.